America has to make a choice between going backwards or making real progress. We can't stand still any longer. Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. But I tossed this out to you essentially as a question, and that is, do you agree with this professor who is suggesting that Donald Trump, not even Donald Trump, I was going to say, his in fanning the flames here, but whether or not we had Trump as president, I suspect much of this would be going on as it is right now. But is this a turning point? I think it's too early to say, but I agree with Ben. I think all the signs are there. A lot of it, as I said, I think it's going to depend on white America. How thoroughly, deeply, profoundly, shockingly awakened will white America be as a result of what white America has seen over the last few months? Again, because white America is the cause of this. To sit around and say, oh, well, black people have to fix this is crazy. If you're white, and I'm white, you and I need to fix this, right? And we need to be talking to other white people about fixing this. And we need to be talking to the white racists among us and telling them that they're effing nuts, that they're not helping the situation. I mean, this is what NASCAR did. They said, okay, no more Confederate flags. And now you've got, it's becoming a cause, right? I'm sure it'll be a big cause over on Fox News, and Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson will be all over it, and right-wing hate radio probably already has. I shouldn't say I'm sure. I would be betting that they would. We'll see. Maybe they'll surprise me. But now we've got Trump going to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where Greenwood, the suburb of Tulsa, was called the Black Wall Street back in 1921, the most prosperous black community in America. And it was looted and sacked, and African Americans were murdered by a white mob, sometimes referred to as the Tulsa race riots. But there was no riot. It was, black people were not fighting back. They were hiding and running, and there were a few who were fighting back, but by and large, they were being murdered. They were being slaughtered. It was a shocking, horrifying event for them. And Donald Trump wants to go there on Juneteenth. Juneteenth is the day that the last group of African Americans in the United States, in Texas, learned that the Civil War was over and slavery was ended, more or less officially ended. You could argue the 13th Amendment took a few more years, but there it was. That's Juneteenth. And that's the day that Donald Trump wants to go to Tulsa and give a speech written by Stephen Miller, the guy who says that, who Richard Spencer, America's foremost racist, white supremacist, and Nazi, Richard Spencer, claims he was Stephen Miller's mentor. And, we've seen this release now of Stephen Miller's emails showing, he's a screaming, flaming racist. At the same time, the leaders of every branch of our military are now reaching out to service members to condemn racism. They're planning to, they announced that they were going to remove the name of the traitorous generals, these Confederate generals from these military bases. The Senate Armed Services Committee, which is controlled by Republicans in the United States Senate, voted passed today or yesterday afternoon, passed a piece of legislation or a resolution to take down these names. Now, it was a voice vote. We don't know exactly who voted how, but at least one or two Republicans voted in favor of this. So, how is this change happening? Because if you look at the top, America is still white controlled. America's oligarchs are almost without exception white. The two exceptions, Oprah, and there's a black, I believe he's an insurance guy who's a billionaire. But that's about it. Right? And so their wealth is actually increasing every day while the rest of America is getting poor. Killing racism is damn hard because of the benefits that racism provides to the racists or people who are just fine with that racism as long as nobody talks about it in the white power structure in America. And, particularly our economic and political power structure. And America's most well-integrated institution, the military, America is, I believe, 17% black. The military is 21% black, if I'm remembering those numbers correct. If I'm off by not more than 1 or 2%. Cities across America are rejecting racist policing. The media is finally starting to discuss these issues, not just in the context of, oh my God, look at those people rioting, but rather this has to do with institutional racism, the institution of policing, the institution of banking. Now, Trump actually, you've got pervasive redlining now in 61 metro areas, documented. And the Trump administration says, oh, redlining, this is the practice of banks not loaning money to people who live in predominantly black neighborhoods. Redlining is okay with us, essentially. So, we're at a crossroads. Are we going to choose the path that Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the Boogaloo Boys have put before us? Or are we going to choose the open, inclusive type of America that increasingly our military is representing and choosing, where every life is respected and honored?